This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D Show.
Live from the Raw Radio X studios in downtown Detroit, this is the IT in the D Show.
This is Max Headroom, and what you're about to witness is one of the most sinister-sounding intros to a trailer to one of the greatest epics ever.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
IBC presents live via satellite from New York, Bethlehem, Helsinki, West Berlin, and the Great Barrier Reef.
It's I Love the 80s, and this is 1988.
I am the world's last barman poet.
Drink the drink.
But I don't want the drink.
Do.
I don't.
Do.
I don't.
You do.
I don't.
You don't.
I do.
Don't.
I do.
What happens when you tap the angry beaver in the bunghole?
Exactly.
Come on.
Tries. What the hell with this? I'm calling a break. We'll come back to the show.
I dig you IT geeks. This is Dre DeMatteo from Sons of Anarchy. You are listening to IT in the D.
Attention, whoever you are, this channel is reserved for emergency calls only.
Oh, shit, lady. Do I sound like I'm ordering a pizza?
Teamwork sucks.
The royal penis is clean, Your Highness.
What's up, everybody? This is Billy Zapka. Sweep the leg. Listening to IT in the D Show. No mercy.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
I don't want money.
What do you want?
I want to hear you scream.
Hi, this is Martin Cove, John Kreese from the Karate Kid movie, and you're listening to IT in the D.
The newcomers have arrived.
My name is Peaches, and I'm the best. All the DJs want to feel my breath.
Is that a rabbit in your pocket, or you're just happy to see me?
You're in your underwear? I'm in my underwear. Here, let's hang out.
No, I'm sorry, honey. I have a headache.
I definitely want to see Bob in his underwear. That's a fact.
Of course, I don't have my underwear.
So you would share your bed and your fortune with a beautiful fool.
You see, a guy lays down a dare, you gotta take it.
Okay, but I get to be on top.
Nice beaver.
Thank you. I just had it stuffed.
Tell me the truth. Have you ever made it with one of us?
I'd like to try the orgasm, please.
How many would you like?
Multiple.
I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way. We got screwed at the same time. Yeah.
Dork. Let's be honest, Lou. You paid for the women.
You got change for 100?
Make my wish right. Wish I were big.
It's just too big. It's way too big.
Charles Dickens would have wanted to see her nipples.
We just lost our clean tag on iTunes.
Of course. No, don't be ridiculous.
Thanks for the advice.
You are drunk, and when you are drunk, you forget that I am in charge.
This is Robert Hayes, Ted Stryker to my mother. When I'm not hanging out at the Magumbo bar, I'm listening to the IT and the D Show. It's worse than Detroit.
Is there such thing as a meat hangover?
I love my Monday meat stick.
Turn your microphone off. Just get out.
I have warned you. I'll be forced to thrash you.
I can't get the antlers glued onto this little guy. We've tried crazy glue, but it don't work.
Have you tried Staples?
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Not a payoff. It's a gift. You already let me go.
Last year, I spent more money on spilt liquor than you made. Woo!
1 minute to Wapner. 1 minute to Wapner. 1 minute to Wapner.
Hey, folks, this is WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and you're listening to the IT and the D Show. Tough guy. Ho!
I got a big problem down here. Shut it down. Shut it down now.
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
The question isn't what are we going to do. The question is what aren't we going to do.
Ludicrous speed!
Sir, had you better buckle up?
Buckle this! Ludicrous speed! Go!
'88, what a great year. If you ever wondered what three IT guys talk about when they're at the bar, you found the right show. This is the IT and the D Show, episode 88. We're hanging out here in the Raw Radio X studios in the Russell Industrial Center, beautiful Midtown Detroit, Michigan. This is Bob the Sales Guy. We are always here with David Geek, Jeff, the voice of reason. Find us online, itinthed.com. Like us on Facebook /itinthed. Follow us on Twitter /itinthed. And for the love of God, leave us an iTunes review because only like 11 people did. And it's not acceptable at this juncture. We actually have a packed studio. We have 3 awesome teams of guests. We have Amber and Molly here for the Center for Michigan.
Yes,
talking about jobs going on in
Look
the
at you
state.
with notes. Good.
He does.
And we
He's
have
got notes.
Scott and Nuri here from Penguicon, which is coming up this weekend, and we cannot wait to talk about this stuff. And we got Jason and TC from Agile, and beyond. I'm totally gonna everyone just plug their ears.
Yeah, you might want to tone the mics down on that one.
But hey, before we forget, this episode 88 is brought to you by Audible. I've had fun using Audible the last month.
I actually have.
The last book I just got, I'm a big Jim Gaffigan guy, so I got Dad is Fat.
Nice.
And the awesome thing is it's actually narrated by Jim Gaffigan, which makes it even 1,000 times
Jim
better.
Gaffigan, narrated by
Jim Gaffigan. Right,
yeah.
right. It's
He reads it well.
He does. But we've teamed up with Audible. You can get a free audiobook just for trying them out. Audible.com/IT&D. They got about 150,000 titles. It's crazy, the different genres and stuff you can pull up. I think, Dave, you just did a Star Wars book.
I did.
Which one was it?
Darth Plagueis.
How was that?
The Wise.
Dude, it's pretty solid.
Is it good?
Yeah, once I'm not going to lie. Once I got done listening to our show from last week, I went through and listened to Plagueis.
Plagueis?
Dude, they're good. Like it's
not the whole like a man
and a woman.
Well, so in that
living
genre,
together.
Who's reading that one?
I genuinely don't know.
Should be James Earl Jones for all of them.
Exactly.
All of them. Yeah.
It's a Star Wars book.
But
for
hey,
crying out loud.
you get we're giving you a free book just for signing up. Audible.com/IT&D. The cool thing about it is if you go through like a chapter and go, oh, this is garbage or I hate it, you get another one. So just check them out. Audible.com/IT.
Not that book. Give me another. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's a mulligan.
I don't know how many of those do you get. How many mulligans? I've never tried that yet.
Are there infinite mulligans?
I don't know.
Well, Bob, just use a different email address.
Point taken. Dave has thousands.
How many identities do you have, Dave?
Depends on who's asking.
Where's that bell?
But what?
Hey, where's the bell?
It's right in front of me.
What did Hollywood do to us this week with the releasing of all these trailers?
All right, so let's run it down. So we had the Star Wars trailer.
Oh my God,
88 million views in 24 hours.
We had the Mad Max trailer, the second one that came out. We had the Batman versus Superman trailer that came out.
That was leaked.
We had Jurassic World that came out.
Yep.
And Fantastic
Four.
That came out.
Hipster Fantastic Four.
Good God Almighty!
And the worst part, dude, of all of them, the one that got filmed right here at the Russell Industrial Center. Wow, did Batman versus Superman suck?
Did you not?
Out of all of that?
I like the setup. I don't. How do you not like? Hold on, let's talk about this because it got so much hate on Facebook.
Dude, the recut version, which was the 1968,
that was hilarious.
That was hilarious,
dude. And we'll throw it. Well, it was out on Twitter earlier, but like, so the best was the 1968. Burt Ward, Adam West, Batman,
perfect
with early '80s Christopher Reeve Superman.
Yep.
People have too much free time
with all the audio of the new Batman versus Superman trailer underneath it was outstanding.
That
was amazing. That was way better than the original.
Yeah, that stuff amazes me. Like within 12 hours of the true trailer coming out, somebody has the time to put this entire thing, and it's better than the
See, now I went into it going, well, everyone's hating it. Why are they hating it? And I watched it and I go, why is that so bad?
It's a teaser. It's
but then,
supposed
didn't
to be
you say, Dave? Didn't you say? Because I don't read those books. Like you said, it follows the story.
It's like I said. I mean, it's
a hodgepodge. Of
but here's
three different stories from Batman.
I mean, here's this is its big problem. Like the story that like nobody, unless they like went hardcore geek deep dive into the comics, knows that Batman has always kept a hidden cache of kryptonite in case Superman went rogue. So, like, if that's the story, then cool, I'm all about it. But, like, again, from a pop culture perspective, no one's going to get that. Not the hardcore geek is going to be there.
But, like, Nuri, I said the movie would be, like, 30 seconds because, like, Superman would just, like, grab Batman by the cape and, like, fly to the moon and just leave him up there and then come back down. And then the movie's over. It's like, what fight? There's no fight.
Right,
like,
there's no fight. All he needs to do is punch him once and Batman dies.
Right, like, how... unless he's like walking around the kryptonite. I see. It's going to be interesting to watch. But this whole thing's a setup for Justice League.
That's all it is.
Yes.
Right.
Which was please pay attention to us in light of the Avengers movies. Please.
And if Aquaman doesn't ride it in a purple seahorse, I'm rioting.
No,
I'm making T-shirts.
We're burning the city down.
I'm making T-shirts. If Aquaman isn't on a purple seahorse, we riot.
We've had drinks with Jason Momoa. We're good.
That's right.
If Wonder Woman's not just like sitting in an invisible plane for no apparent reason,
yes,
with a lasso, like, ooh, those are some great powers.
Lasso.
But like,
what's your superpower? Kicking.
But I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Like everyone was joking about how they had the tear in their eye for the Star Wars trailer.
Dude,
I watched it 35 times.
I've watched it. I don't know how many times I've watched it.
I'm not going to lie. The one that I posted on the Facebook page, where it's like they took both trailers and put them together.
Money.
That was actually pretty good.
Dude,
it's money.
Like I'm trying so hard to contain my inner nerd. I really am.
Remember your failure in 1999.
Do you think it's Luke's child or Leia's child that they're talking about?
Which one had the black child?
Double ding.
And the show's over, folks.
We just lost our clean tag on iTunes.
I don't know. This week. Leia's kid, I don't know. The last name's Calrissian. I don't know who could it be. That's crazy.
It was the Bespin FedEx guy.
That's right, a Jedi who likes Colt 45. I'm not judging, but
definitely. There's a Lando comic coming out. #1 is coming out soon.
Yeah.
I was like, I will start reading comics to watch Lando.
Yeah,
the kid could have been like the DJ guy in Bespin with like the fluffy
Lobot,
white shirt. Yeah,
Lobot Jr.
I always forget.
Well, I mean, it's a legitimate question, right? Because Disney said they're totally trashing the expanded universe, so it's a free for all. But then they just came out today saying Boba Fett survived the
which
Starlight
was
Pit.
part of the expanded universe,
right? So they're kind of borrowing on the whole thing that they threw away.
Although I'm not going to lie, so one of the best stories that I shot you guys today, and I love, dude. So George Lucas, say what you will, like, and I said this back as much as I hated, as much as I hated the Phantom Menace, you've got to respect him for he financed that entire movie himself and and paid every dollar on his own. Exactly. Well,
they negotiated merchandising.
Well, but it's not the hey, we're the Detroit Tigers or whatever your team here, and if you don't give us a new stadium funded by tax dollars, we're going to go away. No, screw you. I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to pay for it. So apparently, all the neighbors around George Lucas's huge compound out in California said, no, you can't build a film studio because, well, that would be bad for property values. So, well, it's zoned residential. So Lucas, out of his own pocket, is now building low-income housing for like 300 and some odd families on like Lucas
Skywalker Ranch.
On Skywalker Ranch, and there's not a goddamn thing that anybody can do about
it.
And that's like the biggest middle finger, and God bless you, George Lucas, for doing that. Like he
did one thing right in the last 20 years.
I'm almost willing. Exactly.
Come on.
I'm almost willing to forgive Jar Jar for.
No, we're not going to go that far. No.
God, am I the only one on the planet liked Episode 1?
Yes.
God.
Yes.
That's what Machete Order is for, too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We've talked about it before. Yes. Pretend it just never happened and move on. And, dude, my kids have never seen Episode 1, nor will they. I'm not going to lie.
Mm-hmm.
See, now, did you laugh at my favorite meme out of all the memes that came out was the archer?
Is this how you want Jawas?
Yeah.
This is how you get Jawas.
With the Star Destroyer buried in the sand. Like, do you want Jawas?
I still kind of like the Darth Vader meth one.
I'm proud of that one. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, because
Dave broke the internet with the one you did. That you deserve shame.
Which one?
The role of Darth Vader replayed by Paul Walker, and it's got the mask. Dave.
My first was the role of Darth Vader will be played by.
I don't remember.
Richard Pryor.
Oh,
Richard
Pryor.
And Bob was like, no. And I'm like, all right, well, Paul Walker. And Bob's like, no, too soon. I'm like, no, post. Because that's how we roll. That's what we do.
Yep.
I'm not going to lie. I mean, the Star Wars trailer is pulling the inner nerd back out of me. Like I've buried.
You can't deny it. I mean,
it's so good.
Dude, I've buried the Star Wars side of me for so long.
We're all bitter. We're all old and bitter
because again, it was the whole. Everybody's like, "Ooh, new Star Wars trailer!" Ooh, and I'm like, do you assholes not remember 1999 when the last time this happened, and then you sat in the theater and then you were cranky and mad, and like I'm the only one that remembers that. Thanks.
I think it was that extended trailer. Actually, I was sitting there watching, and I'm like, my wife was like, "What the hell are you watching? You're like so entranced." I'm like, "I'm watching this thing that someone put together."
Yeah,
where they
cut.
pushed
Yeah,
two together.
the first two. Yeah,
I'm like, holy shit! I may actually go see the next.
Dude,
Star Wars movie.
I'm not gonna lie. I nerded out. I goosebumps.
Hang on, can I drop a bomb when the whole when Chewie Han Solo came out? Like, I thought it was fake. Like, I'm like, no, this is like a fan thing. Like, wait, that was real?
But it was totally like an extension of the Jimmy Kimmel.
Well, that's almost campy.
Well, and that's why like all the memes that came out that this is how Chewie looks, this is how he should look, you know? Right? like that's the people that don't like, dude.
Is that Harry and the Hendersons?
Exactly.
Like a Harry and the Hendersons.
Yeah, Chewbacca's a species that lives for like hundreds, and again, sorry,
I'm not going to argue about a fictitious character for crying out
I
loud.
posted saying, I think you'd look great with a little bit of gray, and people were like, actually, he lives for hundreds of years, and he should look.
Exactly.
That's what I said. I go,
lovely brown locks.
I've gotten gray hair since '99. He should too. Like,
great, like 26. I mean, come on.
He's not just a member; he's the president.
Right. Yeah, the hair club for Wookiees.
Right. So, guess what I did all weekend?
You watched Daredevil.
I did. Every episode. I completely binge watched every episode.
So better than the Ben Affleck movie?
Oh my god, that movie is such a turd.
That's worse than episode 1.
Well, which is why everyone's concerned about the whole new Batman.
It's
is
phenomenal.
Batfleck will
Batfleck.
suck.
Yeah.
Giant syphilitic donkey balls. Yeah.
Do you bleed? You will.
Do you bleed? No, but your parents did.
Oh, that was a funny meme.
I was surprised how gritty it was. It felt like almost a boxer movie. The amount of like boxing that was in it.
De Niro versus Stallone for the 73rd time.
It was, it was super gritty and super dark, and it was great. It was probably the best I've seen in that whole kind of superhero turn into a series. It was just
They knocked Daredevil out of the park. I thought, because the Affleck movie was awful.
Right.
It was a horrible movie.
Terrible.
The way they set this thing up was perfect. They went backstory into because I'm like, wait a minute, the character
So it's
development.
like Terminator 3, where they pretended the first two just didn't happen.
Exactly.
They totally ignored the
Superman
Affleck.
3 and 4.
They started this from scratch. They completely went from scratch. I'm not going to give any spoilers, obviously.
We're sorry.
But they throughout the whole series, they filled in the backstory. So it's kind of like they told the story.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't just jump in backstory. They went into live action stuff and then backstory. Made perfect sense. It was perfect. It was, I don't know how else to describe it other than that. It was, they nailed it. It was one of the best series I've ever watched, of any genre.
Sorry, I'm still my Netflix is. I'm still pausing on Hot Donna in Orange is the New Black.
Deborah Wall then, right? Deborah Wall is you saw her in
True Blood.
True Blood.
Yeah,
and she.
I thought it was
awesome.
a Game of Thrones chick, and I'm like, no, it's the True Blood chick.
It's the True Blood chick.
Yeah, but Bob, the they in this case is Netflix. They really have something going on with this original programming, right?
Nailed
They're doing
it.
the same thing
They
with
should.
Arrow
They're
on the
adding-
DC side of things. I mean, apparently all of this is just kicking ass right now.
Why should I have
Subscribers.
Netflix? Because Amazon Prime is the same thing, and I get it for, in essence, free. 'cause
But
I have
it's
Prime
but
already.
it's
But
not.
again, it's original
now-
programming,
right? Which makes
Why
me
should I have Cinemax? I have HBO.
Netflix is
Well,
adding tons
Cinemax,
of subscribers. It's I think 20 million subscribers last quarter, or was it last year? Either way, they're adding subscribers hand over fist. I mean, they're doing something right. It's the original programming.
But what I don't get is with Daredevil, are they licensing the whole
It's Marvel.
concept of it from Marvel?
Yeah.
Or are they is Marvel hand in hand with Netflix?
Yeah, no, it's totally done. Marvel Studios,
Is
all
it
the
okay?
people.
So they're just
yeah,
licensing Netflix. Go run with it.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, how else are you going to do it unless you don't get permission? You know what I mean?
Big budget box office. I don't know.
But it was
I mean,
it was there was nothing in it that it would say oh, that's campy. Oh, that was stupid. It was done so good. The writing was good. Oh my! Seriously, I can't. And the worst, I watch up the first one, and I'm like, oh, when's episode 2 coming out? And they go, no, all 13 are out. I'm like, crap.
there goes my weekend.
There goes my weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
I get so pissed off at Arrow. Because
Sorry, Charles' birthday party.
well, no, but Nuri I hear Arrow is just as good, right?
No, I get pissed off at Arrow because their backstory. I think they spend equal time pushing their story arc as they do flashback into the past.
So again, I hear this, and
So it's like Lost.
But this is DC's
Yeah.
problem, right? So they're trying to do character development to ad nauseum, where it's boring.
It is. Arrow is. I've almost gotten pissed off at Arrow and have stopped watching. I'm holding on to the end of the season, so things are ramping to a climax. but just the flashbacks.
I heard
At
it was
least
super stereotypical. Like, just all the plot points in Arrow. You're like, come on, of course.
Yeah.
And Neri, the one thing I was so thankful for in Daredevil, it was like he didn't have to wait for it to rain to see. Like, that was the dumbest thing in the Ben Affleck one.
Oh my god!
Like you're blind.
Jesus.
It's raining. I'm going to go out and fight people now. Like what?
the way they portray that's kind of cool too, because he says,
So
I
the
see, like,
soundtrack's provided by Milli Vanilli?
Right. Playing it out of, yeah.
or Prince.
Right.
Yeah.
Purple.
Well, it's like he sees
Eddie Rabbit, Love of Rain and Ice.
God. He says it's like his world is on fire, and they actually show like the fire burning and like what his view looks like, and it's really good.
The whole
It's
Neo
really
Matrix
good.
thing.
Well, it's kind of like
Completely.
Superman because he can
Yes.
hear like all when he was a kid, and he could like when Superman was a kid, it was almost like the same parallel where he just hears everything and it's driving him nuts.
Yes,
and then he meets David Carradine from Kung Fu, who magically appeared in the
also a great character.
He's a great character. But as soon as I saw him, I go, wasn't this like? I think somebody said it in the series. Like, isn't that the story of Kung Fu? Like a blind ninja master came back to train you. Like, isn't this Kung Fu? Like, no.
It's also Ninjago. My 4-year-old son watches that. It's the same thing.
But highly recommend if you don't have Netflix. Like that's
And prepare to spend like 24
How
hours
are we
doing
not
nothing
sponsored by Netflix? God damn it. Bob, call them tomorrow.
Right.
Netflix.com/IT in the D.
Yeah, Bob, call them tomorrow.
We're going to have 200,000 people going to Netflix.com/IT in the D. It goes nowhere.
That's at 4:04, yeah.
And no, it'll register on their weblogs, and they'll be like, "Hey,
Right.
what
who are these guys?"
Right.
So, hey, from a handling business perspective, so we didn't talk about our event last week.
We
that
did
had
not.
a Blackfin.
We had a great time.
Which went well, and then we've got we're continuing the 2-a-month pattern next week, or next month in May. We've got
Hopcat.
May 6th, Hopcat, Huma Room will be upstairs. Should be a fun
All to
time.
ourselves?
Huma.
3 days before the Slick Rick concerts, we're gonna weasel some tickets.
We're absolutely going to do
Uncle
that.
Ricky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you read us a bedtime story?
Okay.
But appreciate Blackfin actually got 2 taps from falling down. That was cool.
Do we
as
kill 'em?
hell.
And we destroyed them.
Yeah, they had the Scurvy Dan, Blood Orange IPA, and Ninja Chicken. They got a full
Dan.
half this time on the Ninja.
Yeah.
So that was
well, they should have because it didn't last more than
right.
Yeah, the last
half
time
an
I
hour.
was dead at 5:24.
Nope.
Did
they
blow-
learned their lesson.
Yes,
but it was I don't want to say those events are always good. They're always. I'm still shocked that we don't have to police it anymore. Like we don't get any butthole people coming to these things.
No.
Like you'd think that there'd be one every
No.
event, and there's not. And
No.
God, did we do a good job?
we have.
Like just making.
We've spent
Start
14
coming.
years of kiss my ass. Stay the
People are
hell out of our
intimidated.
group. Yes.
publicly shamed if you're a butthole. I mean, that's like really what our mission statement
Well,
is.
when you de-pants people for 5 years in a row, people just kind of shy away.
And that's good.
Yeah.
I'd rather have.
I regret nothing.
No,
I don't either. I'd rather have 50 people who are 100% quality than have 500 there that 450 of them are selling you.
Absolutely.
The Juice of the Month Club and Aflac.
Yeah.
Aflac.
No.
And Zip Fizz.
And Zip Fizz, right.
Here, no any juice or whatever the hell.
You know what?
that
It all
is.
pisses me off, Neri. Honest to God,
What, Bob?
like my buddy. I'm a svelte guy, right? I could stand to lose 2 or 3 pounds.
I don't. You keep using that word svelte. I don't think that means
I don't
what
think you
it means.
understand what that word means.
So, really good friend of mine and his wife, like they go, "Hey, Brad lost like 20 pounds and she lost like 22, and we never felt better." And I'm like, so I shot him a note. I said, "Hey, I haven't talked to you in a while. How you been? Life is good. How's the wife? How's the kids?" And he's like, "Oh man, you got to do this stuff. You got to do this stuff." I'm like, "Well, what is it?" And it's like the Body by V, or it's one of those.
Mona V.
No, it's a Shakeology
Yeah.
thing, and it's like, "Oh, it's only $220 a month, and we
Zuma.
feel amazing." I'm like, "Oh, you guys got into MLM?" I'm like, "God damn it! Don't ever talk to me again." Because you know it's going to be one of those like, "Oh, you got to do Team Beachbody because you're going to never feel better." It's like, does everyone do this crap? Like, does every household do this crap nowadays? It's like unbelievable.
Steph's family was into that P90X thing for a long time. That was like the hip thing a couple years ago.
Just how about there's no food in here? How about you do that, Bob? Just stop drinking all the
it's
beer.
math.
Yeah.
It's calories in
Right.
minus calories out. That's how that works.
Did you ever do the math on how many calories you ingest by beer, Bob?
No.
Divided by juice cleanse.
Right, exactly. The 21-day cleanse. Oh, but the MLM stuff.
That's right. The Penguicon juice cleanse is what we'll do. That's
Yeah, that's beer. You don't want to do that.
Dave,
that'll be a beer cleanse.
Yeah. Define juice.
Neri, that's going to be our thing for Penguicon is when people walk in our panel, like, are you guys making enough money? Have you guys thought about branching out and making some additional revenue? We're going to totally...
Buy a timeshare.
Dave's looking at me exactly. No, we're going to do all of them at once. We're going to be like, Aflac, send out cards, timeshare,
oceanfront property in Oklahoma.
Yeah, exactly, fruit
We're going to
basket.
close and lock your door for about an hour.
It's like that South Park episode.
Right? So what else is going on, Dave?
Who in the ever-living hell invited these assholes
Right,
to come
right.
talk at Penguicon? Yeah.
Never again.
So the one, okay, so I and this literally just happened to me yesterday. So I got the awkward Facebook friend request.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
So from the old
I'm right here.
No, you're good. I bitch, I tagged both of you.
Fair enough.
No, the old high school flame, but that I haven't talked to literally in 25 years.
She just got divorced.
Literally.
Yep.
Haven't talked to in 25 years.
She's hot for a teacher.
I get a Facebook friend request, and I'm like, and I see the one mutual friend, and it's Joel.
Oh boy.
And so I shoot Joel, and I'm like, Joel, who in the ever living hell is X? And he's like, oh, that's no. I'm like, oh, no, there's no how do you handle that situation?
Ignore.
Ignore. But
ignore.
You don't have any obligation to friend people who friend you.
Right.
If they want to watch your public feed, they can watch your public feed.
Yeah,
that's even honestly that's even more because I publish nothing publicly.
My
how
public
awkward
feed
is that?
Entirely Penguicon. Everything else is friends only.
Dave, you want awkward? My good friend's daughter, 11 years old, friend requests me. I'm like, Tom, not just tell your kid no. No.
No.
Your kid does not want to see this.
No.
Yeah, your kid should not know. Well, no, but I'm good with that. That's the I'm the quote unquote cool uncle. I'm the only one that's allowed to follow the niece. Oh God, I opened Pandora's box.
No more calls from Joel.
No more calls from Joel. Hang up.
Hi, Joel.
This is totally my fault.
And drop.
Yeah, where's my mic? I need to drop it.
Yeah, Joel,
Well, catch me up because I'm because I'm on the podcast, so I'm probably about 5 minutes behind, whatever.
So I was talking about the awkward friend request where the whole I don't remember. I didn't. Dude,
do what everyone else does. Stalk her photos.
Get more out of the whole situation. No, you see, well, I mean,
what is this Exodus, Gods and Kings story going on here?
I'll bring the celebrity in. Dave.
Dude, that's the sad reality. That's the
last thing you need to hear.
That's where we are.
It is.
That's where I am in my life.
That Dave needs to hear.
Feed that ego, and he's going to come back like Godzilla.
Right.
Stop it.
Just knock it off. Knock it off,
my head
Joel.
fit through this door.
No, feeding Dave's ego is like radiation for Godzilla. It's like, "Meh, where's someone compliment me? Roar! That's the last thing you
Damn
need.
it. All right, so
Joel, we're going through a tunnel right now, so
we are up against a break.
You need that I need a Cinnabon in that right
Yes, Joel, we absolutely need to talk more about this, but not right now because we are up against a break. So we'll chat in a minute.
We'll be back with Amber and Molly from Center for Michigan. This is the IT and the D Show.
We'll be right back.
That was amazing
Live from
timing.
the Raw Radio X studios in downtown Detroit, this is the IT in the D Show.
Hi, I'm Brittany Daniel from The Game, and you're listening to IT in the D Show.
Do you know what your storage costs? We do, and that's why we're doing something about it. At Quantum, we think you're just paying too much. Period. We've been helping our customers protect their data since 1981 while reducing their total cost of ownership, often by as much as 40%. We believe your strategic data protection plan should take advantage of all available technology. Let's talk some more at 586-745-4DXI. That's 586-745-4394. Quantum. Established name, new ideas.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D Show.
Welcome back, segment 2, episode 88. This is the IT in the D Show. We're hanging out here in the Raw Radio X studios in the Russell Industrial Center, beautiful Midtown Detroit, Michigan. This is Bob the Sales Guy here with Dave the Geek, Jeff, the voice of reason. Find us online.
And we were just joined by people from my day job, God help me.
Oh, boy. It's all downhill.
I thought you said crushing the streams was bad again.
It always is.
Find us online, itinthed.com. Like us on Facebook, /itinthed. Follow us on Twitter, /itinthed. And for the love of God, leave us an iTunes review.
Yes,
please. Segment 2 is brought to you tonight by W3R Consulting. They are hiring for IT guys all over Metro Detroit. Give them a shout at www.w3r.com or drop the www because you don't need that these days. Because
DNS.
Because we all understand canonical URLs, yeah.
And if you're Polish, dubja. For the folks in Hamtramck that are listening today.
All 4 of you.
And I don't know if you guys feel over. There's like 12 guys in the studio and like 2 girls, and they're scared.
So it's every geek event ever.
Pretty much, yeah.
But we have Amber and Molly here from Center for Michigan, and we appreciate putting up with our hijinks and stupidity.
Yeah. Well, of course, it's a lot of fun. Thanks for having us here.
Exactly. We met you for the first time at our Firebird event, our first Wednesday. Right. And so tell us.
Well, we've known Molly for a little bit.
Yeah, just a tad. Yeah.
A little bit. Back when you were kicking guys out of the bar.
Right. Yeah. And we've stalked her before that she didn't know about. So
no. Oh, yeah. Don't let the cat out of the bag. Jeez, dude.
So what's going on with Center for Michigan? Give us the lowdown, because I know you're doing a bunch of. Is it research, or are you doing a bunch of projects?
Yeah, we're doing some forums all across the state. We call them community conversations. They're town hall style meetings that we do every year about different topics that are important to the state and its future. This year we're really focused on jobs and workforce development. So starting in December, we've been traveling the state doing these community meetings that focus on work and workforce development at different stages of a person's career. So we've got one that focuses on early career, kind of career navigation, how people are making decisions about what they want to do once they graduate from high school. We've got one focused on college value and affordability, a big barrier for a lot of people in our state, and then one focused on people who are currently in the workforce or who are trying to be. And those are kind of our 3 different topics, and we're doing these through the end of May all across the state. And we've got a few coming up here in the Metro Detroit area, one that I'm doing in partnership with Molly's group coming up this Wednesday in Ypsilanti. So pretty excited about that.
I'm not going to lie, Molly's scared at the ever-living crap out of me. She sends me a note and she goes, "Yeah, for your event at the Firebird, we're going to be setting up and we're going to be doing a town hall event and having guest speakers." And I'm like,
"What?
Oh no!
No.
If Dave hears about this, I'll never hear the end of it." Like, wait! No! You can talk to everyone. That's fine. We can't. No speakers. No. Yeah. I'll lose a limb if I say we're having a guest.
So Molly,
speaker.
now you know what to do.
Yeah. Well, so now we're hosting an event on Wednesday night. So
perfect.
So what goes on at that event? What's the shtick with Wednesday night's event? What should people expect? How do they register? How do they find out about it? Where do they go?
Well, the most important part is that there will be pizza, so that's an important piece of.
If you feed them, they will come.
What kind? Hold on, what kind?
Domino's. Worth it.
They're hiring an awful lot of people.
Yeah. No, it's just local. I'm good with that.
Yeah, they're just Domino's now, not Domino's Pizza, right?
Yeah, they are just Domino's now.
They do chicken now. It's kind of like Boston Market.
Exactly.
Right.
They changed their name to serve you better.
Right.
So we'll be at Spark East in Ypsilanti, where the event itself will start at 6, but we're going to open things up at 5:30 for people to come in, network, meet other people who might be looking for jobs, and essentially we're going to be doing an open forum. I'll actually be facilitating it. Molly's our gracious host, and you'll get to vote with some little clicker devices, so everyone gets to feel like they're on a game show, which is enjoyable.
Or a pilot.
And we'll get to talk, and it'll take just an hour and a half. It's a lot of fun. It's really interactive. After I kind of lead the discussion, but mostly I shut up and listen to what people have to say.
What a novel concept.
Right?
But if it's it's free event though, right?
Absolutely.
So if you run out of pizza though, so help you God if the bad reviews in the
there wasn't enough free pizza.
There wasn't.
It wasn't warm enough.
Yeah.
There was only sausage left.
There's no. I didn't have.
There
any
wasn't
gluten-free
vegetarian.
options.
That's mostly what I see on our evaluation sheets. Is not enough snacks.
Nuri, didn't you leave a bad review because there's only sausage pizza left? And I'm a vegetarian. Didn't you know?
1 out of 5 stars. 1 out of 5 stars. Never coming back.
Left with dysentery.
Worst group ever. Had the falafel. Gave me diarrhea. Never coming back. Yeah.
So like. Just going back to like what you're trying, like the knowledge, is this like going back for like workforce retention? I mean, what kind of things, like the knowledge you get and like the information you get, how is that going back to the drawing board, and what's going to get changed?
Yeah, it's a great question. So this is the Center for Michigan's 6th round of these discussions. We're a nonprofit, nonpartisan group, and essentially we try to be the lobbyists for the average Michigan resident. So we take what we hear, we look for common ground priorities and ideas that are shared.
We're above average, so we can't go.
No.
Well, you're still invited.
I'm just kidding. I'll be there.
So essentially we take what we hear
nonpartisan
and
too.
we share it with state leaders. A lot of times that's elected leaders, but this time around I think it'll also be business leaders, education leaders, community leaders. And the goal is ultimately, policy change and changes in communities.
So what kind of for example, what kind of questions can I expect to answer?
Great question. So this particular discussion.
Wow, gold star for Bob.
Wow,
how many great questions.
How many great questions.
Hey, I'm a facilitator. I have to say great question to people. This is my job. I'm very friendly.
She's buttering you up.
Essentially, the type of questions we'll
that
be
dress looks
asking.
great on you.
You look great today.
Yeah. Perfect for your figure.
We'll ask a lot of questions about essentially what it's like to either be a job seeker right now or to be in the workforce. We'll ask questions like, do you feel like there are enough resources out there for people who are looking for jobs? What's your own story? What are your struggles? What's working for you? What resources are you using to help you succeed and get the type of job that you want?
We find out all the time, like, you're unemployed. Yeah, have you gone to Mishworks? They have no worker left behind grants. Wait, what? Like, you can get an IT cert. Wait, what? Like, I'm a vet. Like, you can get a free CCNA from New Horizons.
That
Wait,
common
what?
knowledge is not so common.
Yeah, it's not. It's very. They do. They advertise a lot of other social programs before they advertise these, and it's kind of should be the other way around.
Absolutely, and that's kind of what we're trying to do is find out what's out there and help kind of amplify that so people know what's available, because there are a lot of opportunities out there that people just aren't aware of because they're not advertised as well as maybe they should be.
They're not, yeah. Especially like when you say vet free CCNA, like, do you realize that's a $70,000 a year job, like right out
waiting
of the gate
for you,
and
you'd staring at you in the face.
You would be flooded with candidates. With
and it's a 3-month cert. It's not like you got to go to school for 4 years.
No.
I mean, it's like, and there's so much need for developers and network guys and server guys, and it's all there. It's a question
waiting.
like, someone's got to do. Not saying someone's got to do a better job promoting it, but it should be slapping them in the face when they get off.
Right.
When they get out of deployment or whatever.
Here, welcome home. Here's your business card.
Yeah, exactly. Here's your
report here for duty.
Right.
Absolutely.
So the event in Ypsilanti, like, so how, like, do people have to register? Do they just show up? Where is Spark East?
Absolutely. So to register, it's actually super easy. You can go to our website, which is thecenterformichigan.net. There's a button right on the homepage.
The .com was taken.
Yeah, right?
And the .co.
If you click on conversation calendar, you'll see a list of all of the conversations we have open. And then Spark East is right in Ypsilanti. I'm not entirely sure of the address, but I think Molly can help me.
I've got it. It'll be right downtown in the downtown core at 215 West Michigan Avenue, downtown Ypsilanti. Just look for the Spark East Business Incubator, and you can park there on the street or around one of the local parking lots.
So do you want unemployed people, employed people, a mix, career-minded, like not career-minded? Like, do you want? Yes, is the answer yes?
So a mix is actually great. So we're looking for people who have had recent experience in the job search, because the idea is to connect in an understanding about the current economy and what it's like to be a job seeker in today's economy. And so we also know that some of the people who are participating are also employers. So there may be opportunities to network that could be valuable for people.
I was going to say, I mean, the compelling argument to show up isn't really hey, we'll buy you a couple slices of pizza. It's got to be a little bit deeper. I mean, are you guys?
God, I would hope so.
But
it can't be that easy.
Well, I mean, is there another compelling argument, reason? Like, I mean, other than the networking, is there something you're offering or saying over and above a couple slices of pie, right?
Yeah, for sure. So number one is this is a significant opportunity. If somebody's out there and wanting really to get their voice heard about what's really needed in Michigan's employment market at this time, this is a great time to come on out and share your opinion about that. But in addition to that, anybody who participates gets a copy of a report that Amber's team is producing.
Yeah, so that report will be ready this summer, and essentially you'll get to see how what you had to say fit into the statewide picture, and we provide each conversation host, like Molly, will be providing her back with what people said at that meeting. So if you want to get access to that locally, know what people said in your own community, well, there's a chance to do that too.
So if you're a recruiter or an employer and you want to come on out and hear what's important to job seekers, it's a great place to come on out, network,
it's
and connect.
It's going to be huge knowledge for recruiters.
Well, and that's where I was going. Is so like who, like okay, so not just okay. Now I know how to get there. What should I expect to happen while I'm there and after?
You're going to eat pizza.
Yep. Yeah. Come hungry.
So while you're there, essentially you're going to get the opportunity to share your perspective on what your experience has been in the workforce, whether you're currently employed, if you're seeking employment, if you're an employer, letting people know kind of what you're experiencing. You'll get to participate in a couple rounds of discussion. We'll start with kind of an opening discussion about what the economy feels like, kind of taking the temperature of the room, then moving into some ideas about specifically what are challenges that are out there to having the type of job you want, and some ideas for improving those challenges and opportunities to prosperous employment. So that's kind of what we'll do. Like I said, you'll get to vote, we'll get to talk, and at the end, I'll be sharing, like I said, the data that we collect back with Molly so that people can take a look at it, and finally we'll this summer when that report's ready, we'll be sending it out to everybody who participated.
Now, should I bring anything? So, say if I was interested, is it something that I could bring to be successful and be a good participant? I mean, otherwise, in like a hungry stomach for pizza, right? I mean, is it something I should bring my resume to, or I mean, what can I do to prepare and be ready to go?
Well, that's a great question. I mean, say,
hey,
gold star for you.
Notice how Bob and Dave got great questions, but Dave didn't.
Story of my life.
I think that for the conversation itself, you'd have to be. You're an expert of your own experience, so that's all you have to bring is your ideas and your opinions. Since there's going to be a networking piece there, I would suggest bring business cards or ways to contact other people while you're there.
Where the job, Snyder? You stupid. That's like the first thing you say when you.
I've received a few manifestos.
I'm sure. No, I mean the questions are led though, right? It's not like open form.
Absolutely.
In terms of feedback.
Yeah, I'll be guiding the discussion, asking questions.
She's not just guiding the discussion; she's having a game show.
Yeah, with clickers or buzzers. What do you call them?
Press your luck.
Clickers.
Yeah. Clickers. Yeah.
No whammies.
No whammies. No whammies. Big money and stop.
You want a big cane with a hook, pull them off stage.
That,
gong show.
Yeah, gong show. Yeah.
Gong show would be fun.
We talked about that before, didn't we?
Stupid question. Like no one ever says like. Can just once. No,
yeah, there are no stupid questions.
Yes, there are.
Yes, there are. That one.
Just
right
stupid
there.
people.
Yeah. So what is the expected outcome of this? So I mean, people, they show up, they bring a card, they bring whoever, and then they have these conversations. What's the expected outcome from this event?
Well, from the Center for Michigan's perspective, the expected outcome is that people come and that they're able to share their ideas, their opinions, their experiences. It becomes one of 150 conversations that we're doing this year. The goal is to reach 3,000 people. We're about 2/3 of the way to that goal. So you become, have your voice heard as part of this huge public engagement campaign. From Michigan Shifting Gears program perspective, I think there might be some other outcomes that people might expect as well.
Absolutely. So Sensei Change Associates has produced the Michigan Shifting Gears program in partnership with the Michigan Economic Development Corporation for the past 5 years, and we're currently at a point of transition as the state is investing in a new talent investment agency, and we're looking to transition the program, and we're in the process of a redesign. So we're very excited to hear from job seekers about what's important to them today so we can implement their ideas into the new program design.
Which I'm not going to lie, it's like Bob and I have talked about this at every single shifting, and we've done, 18 now?
Pretty close to it.
If the feedback that you guys get consistently is that we are the best speakers that you have there,
you need to find better speakers.
There's a hardcore issue. Like there's
a what issue?
There's hardcore. Like there's so many. Like I get it. Like we are who we are, and we're very honest and self-aware about who we are. But no. Like, there should be better people than us at those things.
The people that do this full time, and that's their career,
for
as
their
an
career
expert slash
job.
ninja slash, like, they should be better than us, like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
It's all relative, I think.
I don't, the ones that get me, like, when we followed, like, the resume coaches, like, what's the best resume to get,
Or the MySpace,
File,
the MySpace
new
expert.
Resume, top left,
right.
done.
Microsoft
Yeah.
template,
Yeah.
go. But it's funny how many people don't like the quantify what they've done, or what they don't. They sell themselves so short that they don't, like, wait a minute, you said you just managed P&L. You said you just did training. Like, why don't you have that in your effing resume? Like, it drives me nuts.
I don't know.
They don't know how to sell, right?
Yeah,
it's fundamental.
It should be, like, to me, it's like almost inherent. It should be like.
Well, but I mean that's that whole situation 101. I mean, we've always said, every time we show up and we do the 10 Commandments of networking or the 10 Commandments of job search, God help us, we might as well be wearing robes, coming down on a mountain, carrying stone tablets.
We had 15, but we dropped one of the tablets.
Yeah, these 15. 10 commandments for all to obey. Yeah. Yeah.
But no, it shouldn't be like it shouldn't be that way.
Well,
like,
not to get all philosophical, but like what's the root cause of that problem? Like why is that common sense not so common? Like what are people not being taught about career development?
Honestly, I don't think enough of what we take as second nature is being taught these days.
Yeah.
That's the.
Do you think it's a little bit of work ethic as well?
No, because everybody wants to do good, whether it be for profit or for society. Everyone wants to do good. Nobody's, you know what I mean? Like, nobody wakes up and going, I just want to eat Cheetos all day and watch Daredevil like I did all weekend. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but that was on a Sunday.
You wake up Monday morning and you
wake up Monday and you fight.
I'd love to know. Too many lib arts majors? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? You got $80,000 in debt, and you look at.
I'm a poli-sci major. I can't find a job.
Ancient French,
Sanskrit.
Right? Yeah. Nice. That's
6,000 year dead language. I don't know. What do you guys have better insight to that than we do?
Well, we've done some discussions with high school students as well as college and vocational trade skills students, and a lot of what they have said is basically they just feel like they're not getting that training in like the common, like the actual hands-on training that they feel like people before them got.
When we saw that from Matt Squared.
But where do they get that impression? Are they hearing that from?
I think what I hear it constantly from adults in conversations that they feel like that used to be taught in K-12 schools, but that's not there anymore because the curriculum's become really strict.
I don't know. Is it a parent thing? Because I just gave my 10-year-old Rich Dad Poor Dad. Right?
Sure.
Just because it's light, it's a real light read, but it gives you a mindset, right? And I keep telling her, like, every time she goes, well, Daddy, what about this? I'm like, if you want to learn something, you go on YouTube, like the rest of the planet does, right? So then I come down the steps the other night, and she's playing Benny and the Jets on the piano. I'm like it's not like kids pick this stuff up like a sponge. Like, I don't get where the disconnect is, and like, I just give up. Like, you don't give up. There's so, like, Khan Academy. You want to go learn something?
Right.
There's so much. I can take a class right now from Harvard online for free.
It's like the knowledge of the universe is wasted on the generation behind us.
And we're all, it's at our fingertips, and we're using the internet to argue with strangers and look at pictures of cats.
Exactly.
But I mean, so let me just, I guess, to wrap. We're getting close to wrapping it up. But like you said, like, you're using this to influence. Are you like dangling this information in front of politicians to change policy? Is that really the end game? Like saying, hey, listen, here's what we're seeing, here's what we're hearing. You better get on.
Here's the problem to solve.
Yeah, I mean, that ultimately that's the goal. So we're kind of taking this first round of discussions to find out what's actually happening in the workforce. I think there's a lot of conceptions and perhaps misconceptions about what the job and workforce, what it looks like today as opposed to what it looks like in the past.
Yeah.
We'll have this report that will come out this summer to kind of highlight what's really happening. And then this fall, we're going to do kind of a second round of regional discussions about solutions. What do we actually do to act upon those priorities? And ultimately, that'll get shared with definitely policymakers, but also I have a feeling some of the recommendations might be for employers or for educators, colleges, et cetera. So I think
it should be.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Amber, where do people go to find out about the event Thursday night?
Absolutely. So
Wednesday,
Wednesday.
If you go to thecenterformichigan.net, you'll see right on our homepage there'll be a button that says Conversation Calendar.
Who is the .com? We have to know this.
I don't know.
We probably do.
.org.
We desperately need some IT help.
We don't know anyone.
Dave, if only.
Dave, are you sure we don't have the .com?
We might.
.ninja.
Because we never do that, right? No.
Then there's a full list of all of our conversations that are happening, but you'll see right near the top, you'll see the event on Wednesday, and you can click there and RSVP, and we'll see you there.
I was going to say, if you want to put out like the questions you ask in a survey and like a Google Docs, and we can throw it out to our people.
Really? That's your.
I don't stop talking. I'm just saying no because we have
don't stop talking.
We have like 5,000 members on LinkedIn. If you want to like put a Google Doc out and like the questions you ask, and we'll blast it out. And you want feedback like that?
That would be fantastic. We actually have a link.
Audience.
We have a link to an online version of our conversation.
Oh,
Can
yeah.
I get that to you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be great.
Sure.
Perfect. That'd be perfect.
Cool.
We might have a engaged audience.
No.
Just a little
All
bit.
right.
13,000 Twitter followers.
Amber, Molly, thanks for adding to the too many guys in the studio, so appreciate you, splitting the mix up a little bit. But yeah, the centerformichigan.net.
Thank you for not making this a complete sausage fest.
Exactly right.
You're welcome.
But we're going to come up with a break. We're going to be back with the guys from Penguicon. This is the IT and the D Show.
We will be right back.
Live from the Raw Radio X studios in downtown Detroit, this is the IT and the D Show.
Hi, I'm Ernie Hudson, and you're listening to IT and the D. All you nerds out there.
Are you in the information technology industry as a professional looking for a job? Or a manager looking to hire top-notch, hard-to-find talent? Call Aero Strategies at 248-502-2500. Aero Strategies is a Detroit-based, full-service talent acquisition company that was established in 2002. Aero Strategies is a proud IT and the D sponsor. Make sure that you stop by our booth at the Pink Slip Party or find us at any IT and the D event.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D Show.
Welcome back, segment 3, episode 88. This is the IT in the D Show. We're hanging out here in the Russell Industrial Center in the Raw Radio X Studios, beautiful Midtown Detroit, Michigan. This is Bob the Sales Guy.
Get together, have a few laughs.
I have a couple. We're in beautiful Midtown Detroit, Michigan. This is Bob the Sales Guy here with David Geek, Jeff the Voice of Reason. Find us online, itinthed.com. Like us on Facebook /itinthed. Follow us on Twitter /hashtag
all of the
itinthed.
things.
Schwa, whatever.
And give us a review.
Umlaut.
Give us a review on iTunes, even if it sucks. I don't care.
Worst meatball sandwich ever.
Tried the falafel, gave you diarrhea.
Yeah.
No sausage pizza.
Segment 3 is brought to you tonight by Pure Storage, Flash Array, Primary Storage. Find them online, purestorage.com. Awesome company. They're hiring everyone. It's crazy. They just hired one of the good Cisco guys.
They're stealing people away from
they're
you.
Stealing tons of people. The company's blowing up like gangbusters. purestorage.com. Check them out.
I'm the ghost with the most, babe.
I love how you have so many drops that you couldn't make in the intro, so you just like drop them,
just throw them
randomly,
yeah.
like during.
So we're gonna get into the evilness of our weekend now.
Oh boy,
we are. We're diving.
This,
into
ladies and gentlemen, is where the show goes off the deep end.
Yes, we are.
You're welcome.
We are
right.
Yeah, we are happy to be a part of. We are pleased to have them back in studio with us. It is all the fun and excitement that you need to know about this weekend.
The triumphant return of.
Wondering where they've been all my life.
Penguicon.
We've been around for about 13 years, actually.
I don't know. Yeah, where have you been all my life?
You haven't been looking in the right places.
Looking for
You do not want to know where I've been looking.
The back pages of some periodical. I really don't.
He was
know
at
about.
Hayloft for 4 years. So,
It's a Detroit thing.
So for anyone listening for the first time or doesn't know what Penguicon is, why don't you give the mile high overview?
What the hell is Penguicon?
Yeah, exactly. That's our intro question to everybody.
Actually, you know what? Let me answer this question.
Go for it, boy.
No. So it is part Linux convention.
Yes.
Part Maker Faire.
We didn't really need guests. We just got
part
Dave here.
Comic Con.
You guys can just leave.
Part cosplay. Part BDSM festival.
You're not entirely off.
So my personal, where I've come from as, 2 years of ConShare is we like to give relevant technical paneling in an irreverent way. You go to conventions like Cisco Live and, right, they're snoring by the Cisco guy in the room.
I wasn't snoring. I'm intrigued and love those panels and discussions.
Wake up, Bob. Wake up.
But it's like...
That was not me.
If you're into anything geeky, and that's pretty much anything geeky, Penguicon's pretty much representative of it. I mean, total of 503 hours of community source programming.
But that onion layer runs deep.
It does.
Oh, yeah.
There's what we always talk about the Venn diagram of IT nerds.
Yeah.
And there's the ones that know everything about IT and the ones that know nothing, and I'm in the cleavage. Because to Dave,
very nice cleavage.
Best place to be.
Right. To Dave, I'm a complete idiot. To my firefighter buddies, I'm Bill Gates. Right? And I think it's
true.
No, but I think it's the same thing.
100% true.
But I think it's the same in the geek community. Here I am. I grew up on all of this stuff. I grew up on, I have every gaming console known to man. I've seen every sci-fi movie known to man. I grew up with all this. And then I meet guys like last week at Midwest and
You are
Austin.
nothing.
I'm like, no, I bow down.
know nothing.
You are the geekiest geek I've ever met. I'm nothing. So I think the Venn diagram, still, I'm in the cleavage.
Our tech paneling comes from people who are really educated professionals who want to give back to people who care. I mean, we have, as you said, a pretty deep programming, including in our tech track, people who want to teach about things that they learned about when they went to DEF CON last, or when they, went to some super niche thing about, industrial computers or whatever. I mean, that all fits in with, how to learn JavaScript, for the first time, or any of the other random stuff. We all of us nerds who are really fascinated by our given niches have some cross compatibility. And when they created this 13 years ago, it was with that idea.
Because you know
of
what,
IT
Bob,
people and
life
sci-fi
ain't
people
nothing
together.
but niches and money.
See now, Neri, here's the thing. I was looking through the schedule, Neri, and I see an IT career track, and I look at Dave, and I'm like, yeah, we've only done 17 IT job fairs, and we shouldn't be on that panel. No.
We had one last year that was how to get a job in IT. And there were 150 people in the room, and of that, I had several emails weeks later saying, thank you so much for helping me put together my resume and getting me what I'm looking for and for getting me a job in IT. So that's one end of it, right? And then we've got, introduction to Python programming. Erica Carlson from Girl Develop It, who's one of the coolest people I know.
We love.
She's
awesome. One of the speakers there.
Right?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
She's a speaker emeritus there.
She was a guest of honor last year, and she was like, I'll absolutely come back.
And she has a learn to program in 1 hour. So it's kind of like a hello world in whatever language, and she'll do that in an hour. Down to Python 101 and 102, and then Bash programming 101 and 102, and then all the way up to how to secure your industrial control systems and how to systems engineering when you when you call somebody and say, hey, give me your password. Social engineering.
Oh, yeah.
Social engineering.
Phishing,
and then weaponized malware. And we really go the gambit.
And the panel we're on, how to pick up chicks.
What? You know what? Here's
that's an example of running the gambit.
So talk about collision of worlds. This is the part that makes me laugh more than anything else. So the final schedule got published out, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I'm looking through all the all the events and all the tracks and trying to figure out where the hell we have to be this weekend. Because on top of we have to be there Friday, Saturday. My daughter's first communion is Sunday, so I'm trying to I'm trying to figure out the balance of all this nonsense. And I see a name that shouts out at me, and so from a "it's a small world after all" perspective, the guy who was the best man at my first wedding is a speaker at Penguicon.
No shit.
No, so here's the guy, and this is how weird it gets.
No shit.
No shit. Like, hey, Fats man, I'm gonna tell you my story, man. So he
Wyatt ain't lying.
Yeah. So he packed up and moved to Alaska for a girl who,
like you do.
I would too if I was at your first
Jenny,
wedding.
And then that's yeah. And so come to find, they have now moved back. They're in Ohio. And so both Ferret Steinmetz and Ginny, who was the girl he moved out there for, Ginny is apparently on the board of Penguicon. Yep. And Ferret is a panel speaker at Penguicon.
Ferret?
So he's always had ferrets. He likes but
I've always had
how long has it
action
been?
figures. My name isn't Han Solo.
Well, it could be.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, so nice.
So how long
little,
has it been?
God, the last time I saw him was probably
98.
God, yeah, 98, 99, before he packed up and moved out to Alaska.
He's written a book. It's called Flex, and
Yeah.
I binge read the entire book in just a day. So if you're out there on Audible, I wonder if they have a reading of it.
Oh, we'll have to check.
Nice plug.
Right?
Audible.com/IT.
IT in the D. That's right.
Serge Steinmetz, yeah. Yeah. So I mean, that's the. I'm not gonna lie. That's the part I'm so looking forward to. I was talking earlier. I haven't dude. It's been so long. We're not even friends on Facebook. I didn't shoot him a note.
pre-Facebook, right?
Dude,
Tragedy.
I didn't shoot him a note. I haven't dropped any. I'm you know what? I'm just gonna find that MFer. At some point in time during the course of that weekend.
He's got a reading, so he's easy to
and
find.
we're gonna. Well, yeah, but it's on Sunday, and Sunday is Day of Daughters. Miss
that. See what happens.
Yeah, that'll go well. Yeah.
So what else can we expect from? I mean, we just came back from Midwest Media, right? And it was mostly cosplay, right? It was a big, Japanese video games. It was really underground. It seems like you guys are taking a kind of a more holistic approach to the geek community, saying there's so many layers. So I think you're gonna talk.
Sounds like you can learn something there too.
Well, you're gonna talk to guys like me more than you are. You know what I mean? Than the underbelly.
I mean, if you go to a panel, the majority of the people in the panel are going to be
keep insulting our audience, Bob. That's
dressed casually, but you might have somebody for instance, Tron Guy was often in paneling in his outfit, asking really pertinent tech questions. I mean, you can never know where the compatibilities lie. We have our huge maker market, which is a bunch of people mostly local who create things, whether it's arts or crafts or technical things like kits and stuff like that. Or one guy implants RFID chips and magnets in people because that's a thing.
Because of big government,
right?
The mark of the beast,
the Bible.
Bob, I think the coolest
thing. Huge fan of implants.
Oh yeah,
huge.
I think the coolest thing you guys do, bar none, is the 3D printing, giving droid arms to kids that have missing appendages and all.
I'm not gonna lie,
charity
I'm so
this year.
happy we don't have to call anybody out because you guys got flooded.
So
we need a
big thank you to Daniel Dugan and the folks from Frog Force 503, who basically committed to bringing 50 3D printed hands.
That's nuts.
Wow.
Plus we have
that's awesome.
3D printers who are going to be printing on location, and there's the possibility we're working on it. We're really hoping that it comes together, but you never know last minute. But there's somebody locally who reached out to us who basically needs a hand, and so
please let that happen.
Yeah, we're trying to work that through, and hopefully he'll be there to pick one out that's a size that works for him.
No, but the thing that's cool about that is if they were going to buy something like that from Wright and Philippus, they're 15, 20 G's.
It's unattainable.
And
if they're children, then they can't. It's not insured.
It's like shoes, right?
Yeah.
That grow so quickly, right?
So we're wondering if this gets more popular, if insurance companies
it has to be.
It's the way of the future. I mean, come on.
Pay for inexpensive growth limbs, if you will, for children.
Right.
3D printed limbs that cost anywhere between $30 and $350, and the $350 one is amazing. It's the myoelectric arm that allows them to sort of have a hugging action if they want, as well
You
as
flex the muscle in your shoulder and the hand responds.
But how bad does life suck if you're
unreal.
a kid and you're missing an arm? Then all of a sudden tomorrow you have a Darth Vader arm. It's like, dude, that's freaking cool.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Did you see recently on our Facebook group, Albert Monero, who so he's been working on these designs as an engineer for Enable, and you might have seen the video of him with Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
That
video went viral.
Iron Man arm, right? So recently, Albert Monero was involved in getting Blue Man Group to give an arm to another child, and there's some photos and video out there of that.
Very cool.
And he's coming to our con to talk about
That's outstanding.
open source hardware and getting involved in improving designs for children and adults who can't afford it.
So, not to cheap plug Audible, but I listened to my first book I listened was Makers.
Oh yeah, Makers.
Basically,
Cory
like if you
Doctorow?
remember, like 20 years ago, creative economy was the shift right into the creative economy for manufacturing. Now this one's all about the shift to the makers economy, and it's crazy how things are going to change in the next 5-10 years. From where stuff that was unattainable, that's $20,000-$30,000, you can make in an afternoon for less than the price of a
$30, which is basically less than the price of a nice dinner
Right.
at Sizzler.
Yeah.
Cory Doctorow was
I like
at
Sizzler. I like
Penguicon last year, actually, and that was an amazing experience.
I ate
He's just
breakfast with him. It was pretty cool.
He's a
Dude, we
crazy,
were at
awesome
the
futurist.
auto show. They 3D printed cars
Right.
every 20 hours.
Well, speaking of food, apparently you can 3D print food.
Yeah.
Replicators are like around the corner. I mean,
Right.
seriously, it's crazy.
So we are literally
Oh, wait,
living
it's-
in the future.
No, it's food to begin with. So you're not 3D printing food. It was already
We're not-
food.
Well, yeah.
Why
it's
can't you just eat
food
what
in
it already
liquid
was?
format.
Well, that was a joke. We had those guys on like last year. Like we were joking about 3D printing chocolate. Like if you have the
If you
material to
already
make
have
chocolate,
chocolate.
why the hell are you
Yeah.
printing chocolate? Just eat the chocolate.
Well, what I like about 3D printing is that there's a lot of durable work that's happening. For instance, you can send away to Shapeways. Shapeways is a repository of 3D printed designs, and you can buy 3D printed designs that they'll send to you printed, but they don't have to be made of plastic. They can be titanium. They can be
What?
iron.
Huh.
They're anything that can be sort of laid down and molded together, even if it's at super high heat, they can basically do. So you can make durable components to replace. Like if this arm had a spring that broke, you could have them 3D print exactly what you need and send it to you instead of getting something cheap and disposable.
What if
Still
your
wrapping
IKEA
my mind around this? It's
This
unreal.
stuff's so cool.
What if your
That is
IKEA
very
couch
cool.
broke? Could you print a new IKEA couch?
Yes, but you'd have to assemble it.
Delivery.
Printer.
Delivery.
Well,
would
that's
be
the
a
joke.
bitch.
Like, can I 3D print a 3D printer?
Yes, it's called the Rep Wrap. And I mean, you
that's
cannot-
actually that's actually a thing.
It is absolutely a thing. Now you cannot.
It's called Inception.
You cannot 3D print 100% of all of the components that will go into a 3D printer yet. However, you can print a lot of the components and assemble it from another 3D printer.
You know what that reminds me of? A story. My neighbor invites me over and he goes, "Bob, I got an idea for the best thing ever, the best invention ever." I go, "Well, what is it?" He goes, "It's perpetual energy." I go, "All right." So I go,
You are new.
So I go, "Talk to me." He goes, "Well, you buy like those UV lamps and then you put it into like a solar catcher and you have power forever." And I look at him and I go, "It's so stupid. It might just work." I'm like,
it doesn't work that way.
I didn't think it did. I go, "Well, you got to fire it up, and then as soon as it goes, then I'm thinking about it, and it was hurting my head. I'm like,
Right.
Can we just drink beer? Like,
Can we
There's
not
a guy,
talk?
There's a professor at Michigan Tech, a young professor, who is working on a recyclable 3D printer where you take your bottles, your plastic bottles, and fill it in a system that melts them down and makes the filament that you use to 3D print. I mean, how awesome is that?
That is unreal.
Penguicon is more than just 3D printing. I mean, that's,
Yeah,
that's like
yeah,
the,
we went off on a tangent.
That is our
That's
part
the
of our
biggest-
charity this year.
Yeah, I mean, we're all about making people better, right? So, we have panels on teaching people how to cook.
Wait, so why are we there?
Because you need
What were you guys?
improvement.
Yeah,
Because they want to teach you how to cook, Dave. That's
Gotcha.
No, that's your panel, Bob.
exactly. Why you're not in that?
Hashtag this is why you're fat. That's
Right,
all about
exactly.
it.
It's my panel.
So it's life skills. Like we talked about flirting for geeks. That's one of my favorite ones because so many people in our industry are really, I hate to say it, bad with social skills and social cues.
Saying ain't so.
You'd be amazed at
We
how much
don't
good-
know anybody like that, do we?
Really?
No one.
Never met him.
You'd be amazed at how much good, really direct conversation, like these are good and bad things to do in your interactions with people, can help nerds. They just need, not all of them, but they just need
a little push.
Structure.
They need
to
Jack
know.
Daniels.
They just need somebody
falling down beer
to lean on.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been on the Flirting for Geeks panel for years. Nuri's been on it for years, and it's always a great experience because there are people there who genuinely just want to understand how that interaction happens with the opposite sex, if that's what they're into.
And it's not all about flirting. I mean, flirting doesn't have to be for I want to get laid. Flirting is, how can I have a good...
Wait,
What's the point?
What's the point?
You guys are off the panel, John. No, it's like, how do I have a good interaction with somebody? How do I make somebody else feel better? How do I make myself feel better? What is your intentions on flirting, and where are you going with that? Right?
There's a fine line between nice guy and
creepy guy.
We also talk about how not to
We
be a
talk
creeper.
about that,
We do.
yeah.
Chris Hansen, let's have a seat.
Why don't you have a seat?
And really, and honestly, that comes down to how honest are your intentions. If your intention is to get with somebody, have sex with them, but you're putting yourself out there as if you are just wanting to be friends and getting closer that way, that is the quote-unquote nice guy. And we talk about how that's...
Friends.
Well, you're right. I want to be the in case of
an
emergency
annoying-
break glass dick guy.
Well, and you're at a con,
Right.
so I'll, right out of the bat, you have something in common, right? So
Yeah,
it's,
totally. We talk about that. We talk about noticing something that's non-physical about somebody.
Yeah.
Maybe a button on
common
their backpack,
interest.
or are
Yep.
they playing
You've
guitar?
got a beautiful mind.
So you guys play
Kind of.
you playing cards? And like,
Oh, you guys
Not
already
so
know
effective.
each other? Sanjay, Douglas? Yeah, that'd be outstanding. All right, so we haven't hit the basics yet. So Penguicon is this weekend.
correct.
Where do people find out about it? And even though you're already expecting a phenomenal crowd,
We are.
how do they where do they find out about it? How do they register? Where can they go?
Okay, so it's at the Westin Southfield Hotel, obviously Southfield,
Yeah.
Michigan. It's this weekend starting Friday around 4 p.m. Events start happening, and you register on location. It's $60 if you register on location. However, we still have plenty of room for volunteers who want to put in a few hours over the weekend.
And since we're community sourced, if you volunteer,
And there's
certain-
someone who's showing up with a massage chair that wants to give volunteers massages.
right. If you volunteer, the most important thing is you could get your entire badge refunded.
Right.
So if you work a certain amount of hours, we basically give you back your badge as like a thank you for. I mean, everyone's a volunteer. I don't get paid.
Yeah, no,
Scott doesn't
we
get
all
paid.
pay.
So you have to wash
know,
dishes.
We all pay in order to go. Our board of directors pays in order to come to the convention. So this
Right.
is we're all in this together thing. But so it's $60 at the door. That gets you the entire weekend. We also have
you guys are paying for beer, though. I mean, this
That gets
isn't
you
like
free beer.
Our con
Yeah.
suite has free beer, free cider, free pop, free food. So the food can be anywhere
cold.
from snacky to
Sandwiches, right, yeah.
and whatever else we have cooked up this year.
But the biggest thing, I think, the thing that I would be for is Cory, not Cory Doctorow, sorry. Bruce Schneier.
Bruce Schneier.
The kind of the god of security. Schneier on Security is his blog.
Yeah.
He's giving a keynote at, I think it's 7 o'clock on Friday night. And I guarantee he'll be standing in room only because this guy is, he's written dozens of books, MIT. Schneier is amazing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm super excited about that. So that's Friday night. But so events run all weekend. They start at 4 o'clock on Friday and basically go.
Well, and you've got over 500 hours of programming.
We have what is it, 10
in
rooms?
That many hours
in 60 odd hours of physical
crazy.
space.
Yeah.
How does that math work?
that schedule's crazy.
It
when I
makes
was
my
reading
head
it.
hurt.
Basically, from 4 p.m. until midnight, our rooms are packed, and then that's on Friday. And Saturday, it's starting at 8, but most of the panels start at 9 until again midnight, and then Sunday 8 a.m. until 4 p.m., which is
So are we going to run the room party with the cosplay contest?
Yeah, no, I heard that there was a rumor that the IT and the D hotel room party was going on.
You guys could totally run a room party if you'd like. Seriously.
Yeah, no, it's on. It's done.
We're going to let it be written.
Yeah, let it. It's in stone.
So it's a cosplay costume.
Yeah, it's cosplay costume contest.
Women only.
So I so I know we're running up against the break. I say this is really, our biggest principle though is inclusion and
It
diversity.
is, which is so cool. You guys have. It's all over your website. It's all over your photos. That's outstanding. I mean, that's the whole point.
And consent, really. I mean, someone accused us of censorship once based on our consent. I'm like, no, this is the behaviors that we're willing to tolerate in our community, and that is a community of inclusion and respect and valuing other people's opinions.
We expect people
yes,
to-
you're not
it
allowed to
doesn't-
be Jersey Shore guy here. Sorry.
We expect people to ask first is really what the deal is. And we think that that's like the bare minimum of human interaction. If you want to touch somebody or if you want to sit down and
Would you
hang
like
out
a
with
cup
them,
of tea?
Yes, we love a cup of tea.
Right? Exactly. I love that thing. I love that blog.
Me too.
Yeah, so that is what we expect. And we have posters up on the walls as well as on the inside of our programming to just remind people that is our culture, that is our expectation. And if you step out of line on that, then we're going to talk to you about that. And fortunately for us, we have such a community buy-in, if I can say that phrase, that we don't really have to do
It's
a whole lot on that.
self-policing.
People
Yep.
understand, and if they see something, they say, hey, that's not cool, and they kind of handle it amongst themselves. But if they, for some reason, there's an issue that they can't, then we're ready to be there. And
We're not your average con. We're really not.
yeah, we're not here to say that we're
That's
perfect.
evident. That's evident.
Clearly.
Yeah.
We just
Very
wanna,
cool.
We just want to make it better.
Can't wait to see you guys this weekend.
I can't wait to go.
Absolutely.
We're gonna know we're wearing the inflatable tauntaun costumes all weekend.
We are not going to sleep until Penguicon.
No sleep till
Yeah.
Right there with the bottom. Right
And no sleep till Southfield doesn't really have the same
No.
thing. Yeah.
Honestly, guys, appreciate you coming out. We seriously look forward to spending time
Thank you
with us
guys so
weekend.
much.
Thank you.
And it sounds. I can't wait.
We'll see you there.
We're going to be back after the break with the guys from Agile, and Beyond. This is the IT and the D Show.
We'll be right back.
Live from the Raw Radio X studios in downtown Detroit, this is the IT in the D Show.
Hey guys, this is Ty Mogg, Bruce Leroy from The Last Dragon. You're listening to the IT&D Show.
If you're a reseller of IT solutions, the original equipment manufacturer should not be your strongest competitor. At Quantum, we understand the true meaning of partnership. We work with our channel to deliver industry-leading solutions together, all the time, not just when it's convenient for us. Heck, we don't even have a direct sales force. Quantum is looking for a few good partners. Call 586-745-4DXI to get started. That's 586-745-4394.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D Show.
Welcome back. This is segment 4, episode 88, the IT and the D Show. We're hanging out here in the Raw Radio X studios in the Russell Industrial Center. Beautiful Midtown Detroit, Michigan. This is Bob the Sales Guy, here with Dave the Geek, Jeff the Voice of Reason. Find us online, itinthed.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter.
Well, and all of our offers that we've talked about so far are out at facebook.com/IT&D.
Yeah. Which is, audible.com/IT&D. Get a free book. Segment 4 is brought to you tonight by Quantum Storage. They were on last week. If you don't know about them, hit them up, quantum.com. They do remote backup solutions,
They do good stuff.
cloud storage. They are a very, very, very cool company. Segment 4.
We haven't scared away Molly yet. What do we need to do that? I don't understand. She's like, she's a trooper.
Well, based on Jacoby's, I think I have a list.
I think
So
we
glad
did,
to be with you again.
We did set. We got Jason and TC here from Agile, and Beyond. And I think we have a record. This is the first time we've had a guest fall asleep.
Hey, cruel.
No, he was just resting.
He did warn us his bedtime was 8:30.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Resting my eyes. Come on. What is this?
We gave him a shot of Jameson at the bar. That was a bad idea.
Right.
He said it was a double shot.
No.
Of my baby's love. That's
Yes, another year. Thanks, you guys.
Yeah, so Agile and Beyond, you guys were here last year, and so it's good to have you back again this year. So, like, Agile and Beyond, it's kind of a good 2-day focus on Agile development and what that's all about. We had the whole debate last year about is it a methodology or not? You
remember that debate?
I
do.
Absolutely. I do my homework. I went back and listened. So what is Agile and Beyond all about? So it's April 30th and May 1st. What's the scoop? What's the deal? How do people what do I expect walking in?
Well, this year you kind of touched on it. This year is the first year we've done 2 full days of the conference.
Yeah.
So what we tried to do this year was expand it to having not just sessions you can go to that are an hour long, but also half-a-day workshops. That's what the first day is, to really get the people who have been asking us to do kind of what is an Agile? How do I get into Agile? And so those workshops really help them kind of move into that direction.
For dumb guys like me, what is it?
What is Agile?
So it's many things to many people, but basically the basic building blocks are it's a methodology for building software.
Well, and it's
Rapidly.
there's the whole waterfall where basically people go off, they build stuff.
You don't go chasing them though.
Don't go chasing waterfalls. You build stuff, you build stuff, and then you throw it over the cliff and it falls down.
Requirements gathering.
There's a big piece of that is not getting the customer involved early.
Right. And so Agile is being far more. And this was the word that always challenged me last time. Amazing how that always happens. Iterative. So Agile is a far more iterative environment and approach where it's getting more people involved earlier in the equation and making sure that if there's any issues, you find them earlier in the process.
Right. So I was talking with somebody about it a couple weeks ago, and he said something that really kind of stuck in my mind about that. It is iterative, but it's also you do it in short bursts, and whatever you've done in the past, you're okay to throw it away.
Yeah, quick
right?
wins.
Yeah, there's this idea that if you're building a car, you start with the wheels, and then you put the drivetrain, and then you put no, that's not it. You get a skateboard because you can do something with that.
Right.
Then you go to a bicycle, and then you go to a motorcycle, and then you go to a truck. Right. You build. Every time you do it, though, it's working. Right.
It's the Henry Ford 101. If I had listened to my customers, I'd have built a better horse.
Someone argued to me that he never said that.
No, he didn't know. He didn't say it. Urban legend.
But it's still a good
story. I'm still going to say that he said it because it makes sense.
It makes a good point.
To a certain extent. I mean, in the Agile world, we try to listen to our customers, take what they perceive as what their needs are, and then build them. Right. So there is, unlike the waterfall perception, where you don't really listen to your customer as much. You say, we know what they're going to do. We try to have someone who may be a customer, and that could be a product owner or business owner or somebody who's always at the table with you, building that product and telling you, I know I told you I wanted this, but now let's pivot and go here. And you're okay with that. You're okay to pivot and throw the other stuff away.
Yeah, I think you said it best. It's a quick win. It's a rapid development where you can do something quickly, turn around, test it really quick, and if it doesn't work, move on.
Agile comes down to
never trust the living.
That's right.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. But so this year's been great. We've got 2 full days, and we're pretty much sold out at this point. So 700 people.
So what is this, sixth
year?
Sixth
This is sixth year. Yeah.
We told you now that you're on the show, you have to sell some super secret VIP tickets.
You don't have a secret swag bag that like a gold ticket that gets you into the 7th floor or
there's
somewhere.
no Willy Wonka chocolate bars.
But if they showed up, they could probably get in.
You're not going to turn anyone away,
right?
So where's it being held at?
It's at the Adobe Hotel in Dearborn, the old Hyatt Regency there.
Right.
It's on. It starts 7 a.m. Thursday.
Wow, Thursday.
Well, 7 a.m. is breakfast. So if you want to get the stuff starts at 8:45.
You feed people?
We do. We give them breakfast and lunch and dinner this year for the most part.
So
the
pizza dinner,
pizza. And it's not Domino's, but
So it's Thursday, Friday then.
Yep, Thursday, Friday.
Okay.
Yep.
So what from I show up, what kind of tracks am I looking for when I get there?
You're going to be able to go to just about any kind of track that you want for an IT role, whether you're a product owner, business analyst, or a QA, or a developer, or an architect. You're going to have a place to go. Now, on Thursday, that's all workshops primarily, right? Okay, so that's kind of how it's broken up. And that's based, guess what? That's based on feedback from our customers.
Should be.
Yeah. And so that's entirely workshops on Thursday. Friday is more speaking sessions.
So now when you say workshops, I mean, what's involved in a workshop as opposed to a conference track?
Bring my own laptop?
Yeah, well, at a lot of them, actually. So it depends on what kind of track you're going to go to. If you're a developer, absolutely bring a laptop, and you're going to be able to do things hands-on with people who've been done it.
Right.
Been
Some
there,
people are
done
going
that.
to show you software testing or
Gotcha.
user testing, those sorts of things, how to come up with a Kanban board and those kinds of things that are part of the Agile process. Part of the feedback was having tracks that someone who has no knowledge of Agile, but their company says we should do Agile, and they send them to a conference
'Cause that'd be
they're able
great.
to learn it, right?
Yeah.
So now they're able to go there and have half a day or a full day workshop with hands-on, somebody that's professional in the field showing them, this is one way to go about this. It's not the end all be all, but it's one way to go about this.
Well, I mean, and that's the big thing that I've found every conversation that will. So like which Agile methodology do you follow? Whichever one makes sense to where I am
exactly.
is it. I mean, that's
challenging answer
whichever
for a lot
one
of people.
ships.
Yeah.
Yes, whichever one ships. There you go.
That's right.
Well, because and like that's the thing. I mean, it's it's all about cherry picking. I mean, it's there are pieces of this that make sense, pieces of that make sense, depending on what team you're in and what environment you're in and what client you're dealing with and all that kind of stuff. There are different approaches that make sense, and that's why something like this actually matters, because it gives you exposure to all the different, that entire gamut of what's out there in the real world that actually helps you play and start to be able to cherry pick intelligently.
Yeah, I mean, for the 6 years I've either attended this conference or the last 4.5 where I've helped organize it. One of the biggest questions is people are like, well, how do you get your company to do this? And I think you touched on it. It's you got to get what works for the company. You can't just say, here's the book of Agile, and I'll put it in there, and you read it, and we'll just do it, right? It has to meld into how right. You can't. Most companies don't, for lack of a better term, burn the boats, right? Most companies don't say we're just doing Agile. And now I've been in that area.
Screw waterfall. We're all out. Yeah.
And I've been in a company that's done it, and it worked great.
Yeah, you got to have people there to who are guides, though, right? You can't just do that.
You can't be in like Ford is really making an effort to move in a more agile way, but they're such a big company they could never just say we're doing Agile, right?
No, you can't turn this.
10 years later, they're still analyzing it.
Well, no, it's a battleship, not a speedboat. It doesn't turn that quickly.
Hey, Dave, just complete side note right here. I just got followed on Twitter by Daredevil fans.
Nice.
Like, how does that work?
You're welcome.
Is that? Oh, you did that?
You're welcome.
All right, fine.
Wait till you get fight.
No. Welcome to the internet.
Arrow people and they'll have a fight.
I don't know. I just saw that. I'm like, what? That's
because
crazy.
no one listens to our show.
I don't think they do.
Well, we didn't get followed by Daredevil.
I don't know. I don't want to know.
The conference really accommodates the cherry picking, though, too. Because you've got so many different tracks and so many different things that you can go to, you can cherry pick for whatever your organization is trying to do. You can look and say, here's how I'm best going to be able to do that.
So it's 2 days, and so like the first day is all about workshops and that kind of stuff. Like, what kind of tracks are out there for people looking to like? Is it just learning? Is it just sit back and absorb? Like what's the folk like? What do I expect to get out of it from coming to Agile and beyond?
So I would say on the first day, there's really kind of the Agile 101 and then the more mature practitioner,
which
right?
people need.
Right, exactly. So we have kind of 2 tracks on that first day where it's somebody who's coming new into it versus somebody who's had some experience but wants more. And then Friday is more of a hodgepodge.
It's a mix.
It's a hodgepodge of things. So there's lots of things for someone who doesn't have a lot of experience to the expert, right? And who wants to just take their knowledge to the next level.
I'll tell you what, though, we put a lot of effort into putting the tracks together in such a way so that if you have one particular interest, you're going to be able to go all day, every day, right? You're not going to have to move around. So we're going to have something for everyone all the way through.
So for Bob, when he sat and watched all 13 episodes of Daredevil, it's just like that. They could just sit there.
Yeah.
So no parallel tracks where if I attend one, I'm not going to miss another one.
We try to avoid that, but it's somewhat
Yeah.
inevitable.
We got
someone
7
will miss something.
tracks,
Because,
so.
I mean, and on the other hand, there may be some people who just are like, I'm going to sit in this seat in this room, and they're going to come to me. There's other people
like
that
Bob with a bar stool.
Right.
So whatever happens around me, I'm good with. Yeah,
right. But there's other people who inevitably you want to socialize and move around and go to other things and learn about different parts of the process, right? So we've tried to make it enjoyable for all people, and
and then
it's a challenge.
And then we have the after explosion. Let's not forget about that.
Yes.
There's always a good after party.
There is a little bit of libation involved.
So now is that Thursday night or Friday night?
We have a social evening, both evenings. So Thursday night we're going to have some at 5:30. We'll have some lightning talks with open bar, and and food.
You had me at open bar.
I know, I figured.
Challenge accepted.
And then Friday night we'll also have another party. We'll have the conference closing party is in the rotunda, which is at the top of the hotel, and it's a nice view of the southeastern Michigan area, and again with some free pizza and sliders and some more beer.
Ooh,
and
sliders.
Wine. Yep,
So for the folks that are interested, like, how do I, like, where do I go find out more about Agile and Beyond? How do I register? What's the cost? All that fun stuff.
Sure. So agileandbeyond.com, you can go and you can see the schedule and all the speaking sessions. Right now we have a wait list that's available. So if you click on buy
so
a
you're
ticket
already
now-
full. Great. That's
I know,
fascinating.
great.
That's
so
best-
moving on. I
best
know.
use of the last 23 minutes of our lives. That's outstanding. That's
I know. But there may be some
But if you-
tickets that do open up, and it has happened in the past. But we usually just cut it off now so that we can give our accounts back to the hotel.
Right.
No, Nuri does voiceovers, so I need to have the like complete echo reverb, like Agile, and beyond, and I'll do Opperman voice.
And if you can do
maybe
that 5
someday
times
we'll-
fast, you get the super swag bag, right?
Exactly. But yeah, it is sold out. It's sold out every year. So, but like I said, we have a wait list, and we have always let some tickets in.
So, like, what? So, what do you do if people like just show up? I mean,
We try to accommodate as many people. I mean, we accommodated
try to
probably
accommodate folks,
we
yeah.
probably tried to accommodate about 20 people last year that just kind of showed up. So it happens. You know, we do our best. There are some people who
We're
buy
here for the-
tickets and don't show up. So
We're here for the pizza, dude.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Come at 5:30 on Thursday. We'll let you into the lightning talks. How about that?
Can I get a pizza and 5 bottles of water?
To go. No, we don't do bottles of water
No bottles
anymore
of water.
because
No.
people steal them.
That's good.
Well, that and also the ecology. So we pour our water.
You're not going to turn them into 3D printed food or anything like that?
I wanted to say
we
something
got
about
some
that when you guys
knowledge.
were talking
Might
about 3D
happen.
printing. Total tangent.
No, go
but
ahead.
you know,
We
he
love
was,
3D
He was
printing.
talking about printing on anything titanium or stuff. I went to the CIA Family Day this past year.
That's a thing.
Yeah, it is a thing. It's crazy, right? They have this
Like the CIA?
The CIA, like Langley,
Oh.
Virginia.
Wow.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they use 3D printing to mock up all of their operations. So they'll make big, like, scale models of
There's
things.
so many things wrong with that
Exactly.
sentence.
Exactly. But they also use ceramics for 3D printing. So they make tangible tools out of ceramics and things like that.
They're listening now, so I say
Yeah,
nothing.
now we're all dead.
I say
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's just what we need is to be on another watch list.
You were already on that.
We're
watch
already
list.
on all of them. Let's be honest. Yeah.
But I thought that was cool. It's totally tangent, but
Yeah.
they had one of their biggest things is working in 3D printing right now. So it was very fascinating.
Wow.
Very cool. All right, so even though you're already sold out, they find
Well,
they,
we'll do it again
We
next
have
year.
a wait list, and
They find you
get
where?
on there. agileandbeyond.com.
Okay, and
Oh, you got the .com.
We got the .com, we got the .org, we got the .net.
Wow.
We were thinking about .ninja, but
It's amazing.
For now, nobody uses .net.
That's right.
No.
All right, and so Nuri and Scott, we've got you guys at penguicon.org with all the fun and usual links that we'll have in our recap tomorrow.
.org.
Yep.
Isn't the .com weird?
We try to get the .com, but someone is cyber squatting it. We're thinking about how we fix that. But yeah, don't go to the .com.
We can make them an offer they can't refuse.
We don't want to give them money.
It's
We
not
wanna give
about
them
money.
I can.
We'll have a penguin head show up in their bed.
That's a certain set of skills. We do.
That's right.
well, they got that security guy.
Exactly.
We will find you.
All right, and so Molly, the Center for Michigan, those folks are out at.
They're at the Spark East Business Incubator at 215 West Michigan Avenue this Wednesday night. Come on out at 5:30 in the evening and join us.
And get some free pizza.
So now we have
Everyone's got
things-
free pizza.
So we have tomorrow,
free pizza
Valentine, Wednesday, Spark, Thursday, Agile, Friday, Saturday,
Don't talk to me.
Penguicon.
And you'll have your
Sunday-
fill of pizza.
Sunday, my,
The only thing that I heard is free pizza.
yeah, and Sunday, my daughter's first communion.
Everyone
I'm
go to the
so
communion.
doomed.
It'll be great.
Go to the community's great.
I'll-
There's free pizza.
We'll have a convoy. That'll be outstanding. That's all we need to do. All right, so hey, we are bumping against the end of the show. We are, as always, at facebook.com/IT in the D. We are at itinthed.com.
And don't forget, we are IT in the D.
And
You are not.
You
Are not.
sons of bitches are not, never will be. And Twitter, we are at IT in the D. Yes, hashtag schwa,
Yeah.
umlaut, whatever.
Backslash.
It is what it is. This has been another episode of the IT in the D show. We don't know why you people listen, but thank you.
But
for
thank you.
listening.
And for the love of all things holy, please leave us an iTunes review.
Yes. We're waiting for Tried the Falafel gave us diarrhea.
Yeah.
That's the next one that we need.
Begging for it.
1 star. The free beer wasn't cold enough.
All right, well, thanks again for listening to us.
Found the job of my life, but the free beer wasn't cold enough. That's
1 star.
That's us.
We'll see everybody next week. Beat it.
The emergency destruct system is now activated.
Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
Long live Flash! You've saved your Earth. Have a nice day.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Nice shooting, son. What's your name? Murphy.
Make the run. The run.
Game over, man. It's game over.
It's over, Johnny. It's over.
Nothing is over. Nothing. You just don't turn it off.
I can't say no, and I don't really want to, so.
Well, especially with the back doors open.
Yo! Hold up! Time out! Time out! Y'all take a chill. You need to cool that shit out. And that's the double truth. Ruth.
Bob loves it in the can.
I hope this was as much fun for you as it was for me.
That's why I like it in the can.
Joe, own the truth.
Bear me.
My job is to make sure this program is morally upright and cultural and wholesome.
Shut up, Mimsy! Shut up, Mimsy! Shut up, Mimsy!
Why would Buick put their cars next to the Bentleys? Why? That's not marketing.
The alphabet.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, I can't take that position.
That analogy sucks because it's right. Because you're getting your 8-track tuned up. Are we at a break yet? Yeah, so now I'm just doing stupid stuff to make me laugh.
Venture capital is not the end game.
When are we going to talk about me?
Jane, you ignorant slut.
It's my show. I can say what I want.
Kiss my ass, go home, unplug, get off the goddamn internet. You are everything that is wrong with the internet right now.
You're so white right now.
I'm the whitest guy in the room. Just explain it to me.
I love this city. I was banging on the wang.
Really? Should we talk about this? Tag team it. Should I keep going or should I stop?
Can I just say, it's been great being on a show that talks about Mickey Rooney dying for 20 seconds and then poop for 10 minutes.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D Show.